Okay, so just something real short here. When I was down in Florida, which seems ages ago now, before the pandemic, I had purchased 3 of these collapsible fish and crab traps. Well, come to find out, the things were not legal to trap crab in Florida, so I probably had $100 tied up into 3 of these things, but I decided to keep them to catch some crawfish when I got back home here to Alabama. So then I found out that it wasn't legal for that, and I'll show you why. So anyway, I thought buying 3 of these would be a pretty good idea, but they don't meet Florida regulations for trap crabs. So if you're thinking about buying something, do what I didn't do, which is called your due diligence. But I did like these things and wanted to keep them, so I didn't send them back. I like the idea that they folded up. You'll have to give me a second here. But they fold up. You have these little clamps right here. There are 3 of those little clamps that hold this thing together, and I thought, well, that's really neat. But depending on what state you're in, you'll want to check the regulations for these things, because this doesn't have these escape holes for smaller crabs. That was something when I was checking into this that was pretty standard from state to state, but check your state's regulations. But it's supposed to have little 3-inch, I think it was 3-inch, holes in there for small crabs to escape, and these don't have that. So I decided, like I said, that I would use these to catch some crawfish when I got back to Alabama, maybe even some bait fish. But this is my solution to it. Instead of giving up on it, I decided that I would make it legal. Okay, so here's one that I've modified. After looking up the laws in Alabama for taking crayfish in a trap, it said the trap must have a 2-inch opening. Okay, so my traps had this whole end and the other end were open. So what I did was take a piece of conduit pipe. This was a connector. Cut it in half. It cost me like $1.53, not much. And I zip tied it in there. Added a little bit of Gorilla Glue as I spun that around, so that holds that real tight. I closed up the other openings with some other zip ties. So I did that on both ends, and now this will be a legal trap to hunt crawfish in Alabama. And like I said, I hope I can get some small bait fish. Now that's a 2-inch coupler that I cut in half, and it gives me a little bit less because of the thickness of the plastic. It gives me a little bit less than the 2-inch opening, but that's fine with me because I don't want real big crawfish and I don't want real big bait fish. So hopefully this thing will catch something for me. It still folds down pretty good, and it'll still be easy to transport in my canoe or my kayak. So let's go see if this thing works and see if I wasted my time and my money or not. I'll let you know. Okay, so this is how I've rigged this up on my kayak to transport this. I actually stopped at a creek to put these in this morning, but it just really didn't look real good to me, so I decided I would try and see what these traps might do out on this lake. So I'm going to paddle way over there to the main inlet, which is Hillaby Creek, and put these traps out. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I brought some old shrimp from home that had been in the freezer longer than I wanted to eat it. These traps come with these little bait bag things. I put a few shrimp in there. I don't believe that's the best bait. We'll find out if it works, but I'm going to bait both of them up with this shrimp. Now I'll show you something else I did with these two traps. I didn't know if a crawfish or whatever would have a hard time climbing up this mesh, so I went ahead and put a piece of rubber here. I Gorilla glued it up here at the top, and I just put a little wire tie down here at the bottom. That should hold it. I did it on one side of both of them. If I determine it works, then I'll do it on the other side. And I have added a float. I found these during that period of time that I was down finding all those lures back during the pandemic, and I wrote my name and phone number on the other side. Hopefully if somebody comes across these, they won't think they're unowned and decide to take them home. Not that they wouldn't take them home anyway. But okay, enough talking. Let's put these out. Okay, let's watch for snakes and see if I can get back up in here. I want to throw these things in here on the other side of this little beaver dam looking place. Well, let's hope I'm not too stupid and throw them out too far. Yeah, I like the way this place looks. Well, let's put one over here. Don't like that. Let's try again. There we go. It's not supposed to rain. Well, actually, it's still up on one end. It's not supposed to rain. I think I'm going to tie this up. Okay, it's not supposed to rain. I didn't know those would float. That's okay, they'll still go in there after. Okay, let me get the other one. Okay, I put some lead in that second one, and that held it down. And I'm too lazy. I think that'll fall after it thaws out. Might have still been frozen. Okay, let's come back tomorrow and see if we catch anything. Okay, here we are back through these weeds. And it's not tomorrow. It's the day after tomorrow. Because tomorrow it was supposed to rain. So I came the day after tomorrow. Boy, those things sure got a lot of sediment on them. In that little bit of time. I see one crawfish. Oh, I see. Well, I got a little bit there. I see 2 crawfish, both of them too big, but we've got 2 bait fish that are right size. See what we got in this other one. I knew a creek would be better, but this will get me started. Well, there are a couple of more crawfish. Okay, if you're looking for crawfish to eat, don't come here. If you're looking for crawfish for bait, then I've got 4 of them. They're a little bigger than I want, but that'll get me started fishing today anyway. These are these good red ones too, like you get down to New Orleans. That'd be good eating if you had enough of them. Well, this is my favorite kind of bait bucket. It doesn't cost but 10 bucks. You can put it in the water, keep your fish, bait fish or crawfish alive. I'm gonna put these in here. I wish you'd look at that, dude. I mean, that is ready for combat. Hey, man.